said it best. The two words is program and a pool of players. So many different guys in that select team that they get a chance to choose from, and I think it's fantastic the job they've done, Jerry Colangelo and Coach K.
Argentina wins the tip. Marcos Delia beats it, and that's Facundo Campazzo. He has some history with the United States we'll touch on throughout the game. Turnover right away, and this is what the U.S. is likely to do very well. Turn it over and give it to Kevin Durant.
Well, you talking about turning defense to offensively very quickly, and I talked about the versatility. That was just the long arms and wingspan of Kevin Durant deflecting that basketball. But then the speed of this Olympic team, I don't think it'll be matched by any.
Nocioni has it. It's another turnover as Carmelo Anthony steps in. 1-on-2. He'll wait for his teammates. Finally goes baseline. Sends it out to Kyrie Irving. Back to Thompson. Durant thought about a three. He's been great from three in international competition. So has Melo, but that one's short. Collected by Irving. You'll note the shot clock goes to 14 on an offensive rebound in FIBA. That's a relatively new rule for FIBA. I like that rule, in fact.
I do like that rule, and I think the one thing is being adjusted for our NBA guys to understand going to 14 doesn't give you a chance to play with the basketball, and that's learning the rules, and Coach K talked about that. They've been doing that throughout this summer.
Scola with Melo on him, goes behind the back, and he's fouled by Carmelo Anthony.
That's a great job by Carmelo. Not happy with that call, man. He did a nice job of cutting off Scola, taking the bump. But these referees said too much from Carmelo and called a foul.
Mike Krzyzewski won't be worrying about foul trouble, but there are 5 fouls allotted in international play in a 40-minute game. Nocioni's off on the three, collected by Cousins, and back come the red, white, and blue. Kyrie Irving coming off an NBA championship. That's blocked by Thalia. Out to Thompson, in and out. And it remains 2-0. Campazzo to Scola.
Campazzo really sees the floor extremely well, man. He has a great IQ and a feel for getting guys some easy shots.
He's built like J.J. Barea, better passer than Barea, but not the scorer that Barea is. U.S. is off again. Nocioni lost it. Toes the line for three, and it's good. Andres Nocioni, the 36-year-old, one of those gold medalists from the 04 team.
What I love about Nocioni, he will definitely come out and compete, especially on the defensive end, get a little physical. And on that play, it was interesting. That was a pump fake, a fumble, and another pump fake.
A lot of stuff happened there. Melo will try the United States' 5th three of the game so far, and the Americans finally hit one. Melo is on the board, 5-3, U.S.
Carmelo Anthony has just been special. Playing on this national team and Olympic team. He does his work very quickly, efficiently. Just loves the way he comes out and plays and knock down shots. And he plays a lot of power forward position for the USA team.
Manu Ginobili's off on his first shot. Don't expect him to play big minutes tonight. Just re-upped with the San Antonio Spurs. Here's Durant on the wing. You talked about it in the open, Smitty. One thing to watch out for with this U.S. team is the passing and playmaking without the likes of a Chris Paul or a LeBron James on the floor.
Well, the makeup of the guys is obviously scores, a lot of them. And they're unselfish players when you're talking about one to win games. But when you're talking about natural ability to be able to find guys, they don't have a lot of guys. I think you look at Kyrie as a point guard, and then you maybe have a Draymond Green. And then I would say even next is probably DeMarcus Cousins with ability to just to find guys and get them open shots.
And to move bodies around in the paint, which he just did, collect that offensive board and throw it down 7-3, the United States.
Well, that what he can do for sure, Matt, is he's a big body with a skill set of a kind of a small forward.
He's a slightly smaller body, though. He's been doing some hot yoga, trimmed down a little bit.
I like it. But you said it best. He's definitely slimmed down, but he's still a big
body.
And you said it best. Look at him. That's great position, but DeMarcus Cousins is too strong. And that's controlling the paint offensively for USA. I talked about in one of the keys.
Marcos Delia doesn't deal with too many athletes of that size and strength with his Argentine team. Campazzo has it for Argentina, and here's Ginobili. Round Jordan, he thought he had. We got him up in the air, and the crafty lefty will get to the free throw line.
Matt, you're right on it. You talk about a teammate of mine, very, very crafty, being able to create fouls and understands angles to go right up into DeAndre Jordan. He understood he was probably going to get it blocked, but if I take the ball with my arms into his elbow, Mano's one of the best to be able to do this.
Part of that golden generation, which won gold back in 2004, beating the U.S. Took fourth in the 06 Worlds, a bronze medal in the 08 Olympics. They were once ranked #1 in the FIBA rankings, and Ginobili's just had an incredible career. A EuroLeague championship, 4 NBA titles, an Olympic gold medal. Only he and Bill Bradley have ever done that. And about to turn 39, still at it at the NBA level.
2-time All-Star, like you said, 4-time NBA champion, but just remarkable international player. Gold medal. And he had, like you said, this team rolling the Argentina team.
Thompson misses it, and DeAndre Jordan is there to clean it up.
I think DeAndre Jordan has a chance to be very special because of his size. No, he doesn't shoot threes, and there's Manu again. And yes, he did get hit, but he made sure that he was going to have some contact with him.
Thompson may have poked Ginobili in the eye.
And as you can see, there's Klay Thompson. He shoots it short, but what can you do with DeAndre Jordan? If you watch him and see him in person, he is massive, Matt.
An enormous human. Campazzo to Delia, in and out. Here comes Melo. We saw it on the previous Argentine possession. A reminder that players can wipe that ball off the rim as soon as it touches the rim on a shot, offensively or defensively. Here's Campazzo, really clever with the ball in his hands, but that gets poked away.
Not all the guys that have played, I think DeAndre Jordan can be special in that area. Like you said, there's no goaltending. With his leaping ability and size to be able to just take shots off the rim.
Irving weaving through the Argentina defense, and Campazzo got him from behind trying to block that shot. The summer it has been already for Kyrie Irving. It was just more than a month ago that he hit the shot of his life in Game 7 to help the Cavaliers win their very first NBA championship. Plays so well in that historic comeback from down 3-1. Now he's got a chance for a gold medal at 24.
That's what I love. You're going to add the 24 part. So much he's accomplished. And also he's gone through. I mean, the adversity, not getting a chance to continue in the finals last year. And then, like you said, down 3-1. But he was spectacular along with LeBron James. And like you said, that was a huge shot. And now he has a chance to win a gold medal and lead this team at 24 years of age.
First points of the night for Irving, who had 26 in that Game 7. Remember, he had 41 in the Game 5 Cleveland win. Ginobili with Jimmy Butler now on him into the game, and he'll try the three. That's off, and Jordan has it. He'll get a lot of those.
Above the rim and above the square.
Durant past Scola. Leaves it for Jordan. He's in an awkward spot, but throws it down nonetheless. DeAndre Jordan had to gather his feet for a moment.
And this is when you understand the players you play with. Kevin Durant, not used to playing with a guy like DeAndre Jordan because you got to throw it up. But beautiful pass by Kevin Durant. And look at DeAndre Jordan trying to go up, but he gathers. And, you know, Mano, be careful with your hand around there because DeAndre Jordan, once he catches it, you have to wrap him up and put him at the free throw line before he dunks it.
Jordan caught it around his waist and had to come back down for just a split second before he threw it down for the and one opportunity. 6'11" out of Houston, where the U.S. will play their final exhibition game against Nigeria next week. First time with the U.S. senior national team and off on the free throw. As you know, Jordan struggles from the free throw line. Campazzo ahead to Nocioni. Started by Kyle Lowry.
Boy, he is hawking on the ball with his strength and size.
And Lowry forced to travel on Nocioni. Kyle Lowry's given up about 7 or 8 inches to Nocioni, but he kind of bulldogged him into that turnover. Good start for the U.S. here in Las Vegas so far. 13-3 for the red, white, and blue.
USA Basketball on NBA TV is brought to you by Nike Basketball. Bring your game.
Ten-point lead for Team USA, which is beginning its road to Rio tonight. And in fact, this Olympic journey will mark the very last in the celebrated career of Mike Krzyzewski as he wraps up his tour as the head coach of the red, white, and blue. Coach Krzyzewski has won 2 golds, and throughout that process here, he has said that he has learned he can't coach this group the same way he has led Duke to 5 national championships. With the professionals, he has stressed no rules in the locker room, yet it is standards where the pros themselves get to decide what the ethics will be for this team. Now, in terms of the immense amount of pressure, Coach K says the style of play helps this team alleviate that pressure to win gold or bust. Fast-paced, everybody getting involved, a lot of defense. And Smitty, the U.S. military, as you know, has played a huge part in having this team understand their selfless service motto. Coach K says not as much pressure when it's great to serve, and they have certainly embraced that.
You're totally right, Jared. And Jerry Colangelo and Coach K has done a nice job involved in the military. And these guys have responded well. It's about just coming together as a team. We know talent-wise, there's nobody out here can match the USA team. But what you have to have is a team that when you have a little bit of adversity, that can stick together.
A moment ago, Andres Nocioni ended a 13-0 U.S. run. They've traded baskets since, and now 20-6. And Smitty, the speculation is, and Coach Krzyzewski's talked about this a little bit, but the style that Jared talked about is going to be maybe a little more fast-paced. They've always run at the international level, certainly in the Olympics, but forcing turnovers, getting out and run, and maybe coming in waves as we've seen so far here in terms of the rotation.
And that's what I love about great coaches and Coach K understanding the, not just sticking to a game plan that he's had over the years, being able to adapt to the team he has. And this team is a versatile team with 6-7 guys at that wing position that can get out and run and make plays and are comfortable handling the basketball. Sometimes you have wing guys, they're runners, they're just finishers. These guys can make plays off the dribble, shoot threes like a Paul George. He is made for international play. And then you have that guy right there, DeAndre Jordan. There's no way when you have a guy that you have to go help and you feel that you're going to get back to be able to box him out. It's just impossible.
Well, Argentina's going to have the same problem tonight that most teams who face the U.S. will confront as well. They just don't have a body as big and as strong on their roster as DeAndre Jordan.
No, I mean, I think you got to go with somewhat of a zone and also sometimes a flat-out zone to be able to have guys that have their body on him to keep him off the glass.
Well, Coach K's been at this a while. This is his 20th USA coaching staff. Going back a long ways, as well as the Division I all-time leader in wins. Scolo looking for Brusino. Signals crossed there, and another turnover for Argentina. That's Nicholas Brusino, who signed with the Dallas Mavericks this summer, coming to the NBA. He will be the 10th Argentine player to play in the NBA.
And you talk about the Dallas Mavericks being able to pick up a guy like Nicholas to be able to play with a Dirk Nowitzki. He's going to create space for you even at his age. So interesting to see how he fits in with the Mavs. And we're getting a chance to have a first-time look of him as well as seeing Argentina run a little bit of a zone.
Yeah, a little bit. Lowry, baseline to Butler. Pump fake, steps inside the two-point line. That's short. Cousins gets another offensive board for the U.S. Nocioni got a hand on it, but Andres will pick up the foul. Cousins and Jordan are really hurting Argentina on the offensive boards.
They are. I talked about the zone. They were in a zone, and they did a great job. As you can see, the ball goes up. There's Scola, there's Nocioni, but just the strength of DeMarcus Cousins to be able to go get it and then being able to draw a foul. That's controlling the paint offensively for the USA team.
Cousins was one of 4 players on the gold medal winning World Cup team 2 years ago in Spain. Averaged just under 10 points and 6 boards a game. Shot 70% in that tournament.
Played fantastic. And Draymond is one of those guys that can jack of all trades when we start talking about the versatility. He's probably the #1 guy in the league at the guy who can play 1 through 5 and also on the offensive end do some special things.
Kyle Lowry picks up the foul on the ball handler, Nicholas Laprovitola, who played in Spain last year. There he is, number 8. First Olympics for Laprovitola, the 26-year-old. Was part of the FIBA Americas team that qualified for the Olympics last summer. Has played in Argentina, Lithuania, and Brazil. Last season spent in Spain.
And DeMar DeRozan getting a chance to check in for the USA team. Another wing guy with some versatility. Doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but his mid-range game and his defensively. And now you see no point guard in the lineup for USA. Paul George is handling that duties.
Butler handles now, takes it to the rim. Good defense there, but again, it's Cousins on the boards once and nearly twice. Brusino picks it up, and Laprovitola has it behind the back. He'll set, and Nocioni puts it on the floor. Left-hander is not good, and back out come the U.S. Here's DeRozan, so good in transition.
He
brings it back out. I was talking to DeMar before the game about that ball. It is a different ball.
It is very slippery.
Different, very slippery, especially the new ones. One of the things I remember about covering that World Cup team is Cousins is stuffed there. Is watching DeRozan work out after practices with an NBA ball, and I asked him about that. He said it's just to get the feel for it once again. Here's Nocioni for three. A nice look from Laprovitola.
A nice little run for Argentina defensively and also offensively. They're moving around, and yes, they're still down by 10, but a good job by them.
Paul George with the floater. What a great story it is that Paul George is back, well documented. That horrific knee injury 2 years ago in the lead up to the World Cup. 2 years on August 1st since he came back. And it's interesting, he said he felt better during the playoffs because that's closer to the 2-year timeline his doctors gave him for recovery. Acuna with the bucket.
Paul George was so good before the injury, and the way he's come back and returned, I think he has a chance, the way he's playing right now, to be an MVP candidate for the Pacers in this league. And there's Cousins again on the offensive glass. What a special talent DeMarcus Cousins is.
More second chance points for the U.S. They lead 8-0. Laprovitola now hounded by George, one of the great two-way players in the NBA. Speaking of which, screen on Nocioni finds Brusino down low. And a travel on Argentina.
And, you know, looking forward to how Jimmy Butler and DeRozan being able to play in this type of up-tempo pace. Yes, those guys are fantastic in the open court, seeing how they react in international play in a half-court situation. There's DeRozan trying to post up, and Draymond being able to shoot the three, get some space. And there's Cousins.
Cousins one more time on the offensive board. He is wreaking havoc down there, and Acuna had no choice but to foul it.
He's giving up about 50 pounds. Doing his best to try to block out DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, people forget, and I looked at it again, DeMarcus Cousins averaged close to 27 points last year. This is a guy that can flat out score the basketball. You don't get a chance to see him a lot because the Kings haven't won a lot of games, but you talk about talents. He has the most talent, I think, at that center spot than anyone in the entire NBA.
I don't think there's any question. Averaged just under 27, as you mentioned, fourth in the league in scoring last season. 11.5 boards per game. A block and a half, roughly. Such a talent. Draymond Green with an offensive board. He gets it back again. The U.S. will get another try. It's George for three.
Fantastic job by Draymond, even though the shot was blocked. Being able to carve out space and get an offensive rebound, and then in traffic, being able to throw it up and out to Paul George for an easy one. And there's Paul George again.
And Paul George finishes off the quarter nicely for the U.S. 12 second chance points to none for Argentina, and the U.S. has its biggest lead through one quarter at 18. It's 32-14. George finishes in double figures with 10 already, and the red, white, and blue also. The USA Basketball Showcase presented by Verizon features the U.S. basketball men's and women's national teams as they take on top competition in preparation for this summer's international games. Tickets for games across the country are on sale now. Visit usab.com/showcase for schedules and ticket information. Paul George led the way in the first quarter with 10 points. He was 4 of 6 from the field, a couple of three-pointers compared to just one for his teammates. as Nocioni drops home the floater.
Nice job by Nocioni knocking that one down. A great pump fake, and you can see it was 32-14 after one period. USA didn't shoot the basketball particularly well from the three-point line, 3 of 14, but 18-0 in points in the paint in the first quarter.
Yeah, second chance points really killed Argentina. Laprovitola trying to shake George in front of them, and Paul will pick up the foul. Side out to Argentina.
Argentina did a nice job of getting to the free throw line, 3 of 6. They were just 3 of 7 from the line. I think for them is turning over the basketball and being able to keep the U.S. team off the glass. And there's another turnover and run out by Paul George.
Paul George. Another easy bucket for the U.S. and another turnover for Argentina. Lead is back to 18 as Nicholas Brusino,
look at the pressure by
future
Paul
Maverick,
George,
throws it away with under pressure from George. Good experience for some of the young Argentine players and all players who could make their way to the NBA to get an idea of what they'll be facing someday.
And when you see on that replay, as a offensive player like Argentina, when you look to throw the basketball, you see the distance of Paul George is away from his offensive assignment, but he closes the space so quickly in those long arms.
Laprovitola guarded by the 6'10-ish Kevin Durant.
10-ish, 11-ish, 7-footer Kevin Durant.
Who knows for certain?
Look at him standing next to DeAndre Jordan.
Still listed on the USA roster at 6'9". Nobody believes that.
No, still growing.
Safe to say Laprovitola is not guarded by a lot of 6'10 guys.
No, not at all. With that mobility.
No. Thompson has Brusino in front of him, or did for a moment. Out to Durant at the three-point line, puts it on the floor. Back out to Thompson. Fakes the three again. Over to Irving.
Oh,
Three on
this
the
is
shot
beautiful.
clock. Great ball movement off the front rim and kept alive by DeRozan. Durant will try another three and gets it. More second chance points for the United States, and a three falls for Kevin Durant.
That's the unselfishness of this team. That was just beautiful basketball. Then being able to slap it out, the offensive rebound, DeAndre Jordan for a three from Kevin Durant. That's the way you play the game.
Sorry, Gabriel Deck turns it over. Back again, the U.S. Somebody's down a shoe. DeRozan.
Did you see that?
Yes, he took the shot anyway.
The pass and his shoe to him.
That is an assist. Won't go in the box score that way. Back to DeRozan, who's still working out the footwear. Eventually, Jordan, standing below the rim, is fouled by Laprovitola.
Kyrie and DeRozan smiling at each other. If we could get a chance to see that again. I mean, he threw his shoe and the basketball to him. I love if he could have caught the shoe and knocked down the shot.
And he managed to get the ball, get rid of it, and then quickly go for the shoe.
You can see DeRozan still smiling. When got his shoe, sliding around a little bit, but before that, Kyrie got a chance to throw the basketball to him, and way to get right back into the play, DeRozan.
Jordan back at the free throw line for the U.S. 5 of 7 so far.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful form. Well, let me stop. Nice form, not beautiful. But for a big guy who doesn't make free throws at a high clip or a high rate, his shot doesn't look bad. It's just a little bit of too much heart. And then if he misses one, then he'll shoot it short like that one. He just got to get his angle going more toward the basket.
It doesn't look bad on the release.
Nope, not at all.
The results aren't there, obviously. Laprovitola with Durant on him. Him showing the versatility defensively. That's just unfair. Campazzo for three. It's no good, and Jordan had it. Oh, look out. On the baseline.
Ooh. Camera guy took one.
George made contact with one of the photographers on the baseline, and that is not the guy you want coming after you. Tried to slow up to protect the fan. Maybe not, didn't even see the photographer. It's hard to tell. He's back at work. All good. Jordan's back out there. And nobody appears to be worse for wear.
I mean, they're switching everything USA 1 through 3, not with Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan.
Laprovitola with the left hand.
Nice.
4 points for Laprovitola. DeRozan out to Irving now, guarded by Campazzo. Here's DeRozan. Shows off the Euro step and high off the glass.
Man, what I love about DeRozan, he's not a particularly high percentage, high volume three-point shooter, but use the pump fake from that area to still be able to get in and make plays.
Campazzo from the free throw line. Irving has it, pushes ahead to Kevin Durant. And a travel by Durant. And if you've watched the United States in these international competitions over the years, you occasionally see these looks from American players trying to figure out exactly what a travel is, as you get an idea of what our photographer was facing down there on the baseline.
Our camera guy, I mean,
that's a whole lot of human coming your way.
Ran over, and what I love after that play, you know, he's sitting down trying to cover the game. Durant gives him a hand and picks him up. He's like, I got to sit back down.
Irving thought he had a steal. It's a foul instead against Campazzo. Foul on Irving. There's our guy. He's good.
Randy takes some punishment down there, but that's what he has to do. Good job, Randy. Way to stick in there.
Randy's got kind of a tough guy mustache.
Take the hit.
He can handle that contact. Now Laprovitola is guarded by Melo. You talked about it. They switch everything. And a high arcing shot by Deck is no good. Argentina gets it back again. The shot clock goes to 14 on an offensive rebound. Scola from the corner. That's blocked by Durant. You see the length.
The closeout by Durant was special.
Irving gets it back. Beautiful ball handling. Shot won't go. Campazzo to Scola.
Campazzo does a nice job. Just the length of the USA team is giving him a lot of problems. It's just that Louis Scola is pretty special down there on the block. But Draymond is pretty strong and a good defender.
Scola tried to shake him. He's got so many moves down there.
Usually with the scoop.
Got a scoop. He's got the shoulder shimmies he uses so effectively. Durant's starting to feel it here a little bit. Kevin knocks down another three, his second, and he has 10 points.
You know what I love is watching Klay Thompson on ball defense. We know he can score, but I think on ball defense, being able to create offense off the dribble for him, he's going to another level.
Campazzo really good with the ball and baited Draymond Green into a foul there.
That's what most smalls guys. They give you the up fake, shoulder fake, eyes to get you up and to be able to draw the foul. But watch Kevin Durant, the 6'9"-ish, like you say, 6'10"-ish. Kevin Durant coming off this screen. There's nothing you can do. Great screen by Draymond Green, and he can flat out shoot the basketball. He's part of the Splash Brothers now.
It was 16 years in Australia when Smitty struck gold with Team USA. What stands out about the experience now?
You said it best. Just to have the opportunity to wear the USA uniform across your chest, to get a chance to win a gold medal and represent your country, and then the relationships and the bonds you have with guys. Winning a gold medal in Australia is just phenomenal, Matt.
Here in Las Vegas, the heavy favorites for this year's gold in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the United States, already up comfortably on Argentina. An Argentine program that is winding down a great era, their so-called golden generation.
And this is where they're at their best. We were talking in the break, Matt. They used to really move that basketball. You brought that up around, and Manu Ginobili was one of the best because he could break down guys offensively one-on-one, get into the lane and find guys. You know, Manu's up in age. Occhione's up in age. And then they had guys that can knock down three-point shooters. What they were really good is off-the-ball cuts, just like we saw right there in drawing fouls, where you turn your head. They're really good of slashing to the basket and taking an angle where they're not scared to run into you, run over you, catch it, and get to the free throw line.
It's one of the things that struck me about that 04 team. It's just the great chemistry they had. And these guys basically grew up together when you're talking about Scola and Nocioni and Ginobili and Carlos Delfino, who's on this roster. trying to make a comeback. He hasn't played in 3 seasons because of persistent foot injuries. We hope and we think we will see him at some point tonight. Campazzo with the steal on the Durant pass. Ginobili trailing. Scola with the trailer 3 off the front rim. Again, we think Delfino may get some run here tonight. But that group all basically grew up together. You could just see it on the floor, how much time they had spent together.
And that's where things changed for the program of the USA team. In 2004, we were more talented than Argentina. But you said it best. They had been together for so many years. They played so well together. When you put a team together, even with talent, sometimes the chemistry is not there. And it showed in 2004, and that's why Argentina won that gold medal.
It was a year later that Jerry Colangelo became involved as the managing director of USA Basketball and brought in Mike Krzyzewski. And the results are pretty phenomenal since. 52-1 in FIBA international competitions. And Coach K says that one kills him.
I know it does.
Thinks about that one a lot.
But he did tell us the other day he doesn't look in the rearview mirror, so hopefully he don't harp on that one too much. What a job he's done. I think it just gave him so much energy, being a part of this, coaching these guys, and then going back to Duke. Coach K just looks like he's refreshed and loving basketball, and it's going to be sad to see him leave after this trip to the Olympics, but hand it over to Greg Popovich.
Not pretty good transition.
Not bad transition.
An embarrassment of riches when it comes to player talent in the United States. That goes for the coaches as well. You can hand it off from Mike Krzyzewski, who's on the short list of greatest coaches the game has ever seen, to Greg Popovich with his 5 NBA championships. That's pretty good.
Both guys regarded at the top of their craft in both divisions, college and NBA.
Round and round it went, but eventually cleaned up by DeAndre Jordan. Carmelo's laughing about that one, as it wouldn't fall for him. He's 1 of 4. But Melo's been one of the great scorers in international history. If you look at his points per minute numbers over his international careers, Ginobili knocks it down.
I think you can make an argument for him as he's one of the top, at least 2 or 3 guys all time, for USA basketball. Look at Cousins.
Butler from the baseline and good.